I think the key thing to understand is that actually GDPR was never a technology problem. It was a process problem. And so it doesn't matter what technology you put under there. If the underlying processes aren't there to help customers protect their data, secure their data, and look after the sensitivity of their data, the technology won't help. What GDPR has actually fundamentally done is enable customers to focus in on the processes and figure out if they're right for the business. And once they've done that, we can underpin it with the right technology. Take classification, for example. Many customers have or had a classification policy in place before GDPR was even thought about. The problem is that classification policy was very distant from the end user. What we find then is actually we see a degree of complexity within each individual organisation, and the way they want to handle data is typically different from one organisation to another, and also different within the organisation. So let's take HR, for instance. They may have a policy that says internal or confidential, and also if we take sales, they may have a policy that says internal or confidential. But are those policies the same? Do we want the person in sales to be able to see and access data that is HR, internal confidential? And then you start to see actually the nuances required to make a classification really, really work within an organisation. GDPR legislation has definitely changed the way that end users are involved in the data handling within an organisation. Actually, typically within an organisation, the end users are often seen as the weakest link. This is the part where data is most likely to leak out of the organisation unintentionally. What classification does is actually turn that completely on its head, so that the end user becomes very much the strongest link and part of the security story. How does that happen? Well, if you think about it, who knows the sensitivity or the importance of that data better than the end user? And so if the end user is bought into that security story and is empowered, they can make better decisions on the way that they handle data within the organisation. And that is exactly what classification does. GDPR is not a destination. GDPR is an evolving process, point one. Point two is actually protecting your data, looking after the way we handle data within an organisation is good for business. It's the right business practice.